Hello, everyone. Welcome to On a Mission. Happy Wednesday. We're at a special new time because we are seeing the aftermath of Welcome to the Jungle. Saturday, we had an incredible show. We had our tournament to crown the number one contenders. We had a new champion crowned, and we also had the first hybrid battle royal in order to crown the new Mission Pro Cup winner. So it was a very exciting weekend, and I'm so excited to break it down with you, with all of our special guests tonight. Hello, everyone. I see Tim in the chat. I see Trey. Welcome to On a Mission. And so I am not alone. I'm not going to do this by myself. I have a few friends of Mission Pro that are going to be joining us tonight. First is a friend of the show and a wonderful sponsor who has painted their face in honor of our new champion. Welcome, Face for Wrestling.
Hi, I'm Dr. The Wife from Face for Wrestling.
Welcome, Dr. The Wife is here, and I'm so excited. Thank you. Oh, Davina is in the chat. Welcome, Davina. Yes, this is the MPW world right here, and we're going to be breaking down Welcome to the Jungle, and we have a very, very special guest that will be joining us in a few minutes, and perhaps this person has a message to the Mission Pro fans, to everyone around the world, and I'm excited to see what they have to say. And we might have some other guests join us along the way, along this evening. But I also have another friend of Mission Pro that is going to be joining us to break down the matches, break down all the action. This person is Boss Baines is joining us. Welcome. Welcome to the jungle, Boss Baines.
You asked me so kindly to be here tonight, and I agreed, even though I am missing my Dodgers for this. So you owe me for that one.
I do owe you for that one. So thank you for joining, both of you, because you both were a part of Mission Pro. You saw it all go down. And so I'm excited to break this down with you. Oh, all right, don't bring up Dodgers talk in
Somebody wants to fight me
in the chat.
Wonder who it is.
Trey, Tim is from Houston, and Trey just said the two worst words we could hear in this household. So, all right, we won't go down there. But first of all, before we bring on our special guest, I wanted to hear from both of you, since you saw Welcome to the Jungle. And if you guys have not caught it, you can check it out on Title Match Network. You can rewatch the replay. You can see a new champion be crowned. You can see Bougie Reality versus Key Vibes and her mystery partner, Lady Bird Monroe. And a lot of fun surprises there. Kylan King, the Woad, showcasing their power and strength. It was a really incredible show. So go watch it on Title Match Network. But before we dive into everything, Dr. The Wife, you saw it up close and personal. What was your first kind of overall reaction to the show, seeing it all go down?
Overall, it was intense. Definitely edge of your seat type of action. It was unexpected. A lot of what was going down during those matchups, each round was exciting. I was very, very excited to see how the double casket match went down as well, because there were some very hard hits, not just to the wrestlers, but to the caskets themselves. So they took a beating right along with them.
Yes, and I have to give a very special shout out to not only Face for Wrestling for sponsoring the main event, which was a double casket triple threat elimination match. I think I got that out of order there, but it was a really a historical night for Mission Pro Wrestling for women in the industry, because that has never been done before. So Face for Wrestling. And then also Sean from Nation's Corner was a huge provider of those two caskets. And we couldn't have done it without that support as well. So again, huge shout out. And go watch that historical match. And we're going to break that down shortly. We're going to probably go backwards. We're gonna start with the main event. But Boss Baines, as someone that watches Mission Pro, what was your initial thoughts of the aftermath of what went down for Welcome?
The aftermath of what went down.
Yeah, and just like, what was your favorite moment? What was a big moment that was exciting for you?
Well, of course, the biggest moment of the night was Genocide being crowned the Mission Pro champion. Without a doubt, single-handedly, the biggest moment of the night, maybe even the biggest moment of the year at Mission Pro, coming really late in the game, seeing as it's September and there's only one show left before the end of the year. I feel like the entire show was built like a train running out of control. It was running out of track. The entire thing was going absolutely straight forward as fast as it could. You had match after match that mattered so much because each match in itself meant that there could be a new Mission Pro champion. Depending upon who won in the tournament match, they might find themselves in the main event. So everybody was trying their hardest, not only to become the number one contender, which went out the window as soon as the show started, but to become the actual Mission Pro champion. Everybody was absolutely throwing themselves at the opportunity. And I feel like the show itself came to an incredible cascading conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Front row calling out, great show this weekend. The main event was fire. Mm-hmm. That's not only one flame, but 3 flames. You know, it's a good show. That's true. And then Michael May said best match was Michelle Green versus Jasmine Allure.
Also, that was really good.
The casket match, of course.
That was a thinker's match.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So we had, like, as you said, there's some incredible matches that went down. But let's break down kind of what led to this huge main event. You know, unfortunately on Friday, Holidad made the unfortunate announcement that she had to vacate the Mission Pro title. And I'm sad everyone now, but I'm gonna try to replay what she posted because it's really important for all of us to see. If you didn't see it on Mission Pro channels, I'm gonna play it now again because this led into our weekend for Welcome to the Jungle. It set the tone not only for Mission Pro fans, but for fans of Holidad. You know, we love our champions at Mission Pro, and so this was really emotional heading into Welcome to the Jungle. So I'm gonna play this real quick.
To the Mission Pro faithful, it saddens my black heart that I must come to you with this open letter. As no path is clear, this moment is. My violent lifestyle has caught up with me, and for the time being, I am unable to perform at the championship caliber level I know I'm capable of. Therefore, effective immediately, I am vacating the Mission Pro Championship. Winner if I return is uncertain, but what is certain is the bar for the next MPW champion is high.
Oh man, as you can see, like, that gets me every time. It gets me choked up. That announcement happened on Friday afternoon, and you know, we had to post it, we had to share it with the Mission Pro fans, and people were really upset. They wanted to see Genocide versus Holidad. You know, and we love Holidad. She's been a true leader at Mission Pro, and it was a really emotional. But again, you know, we had this Welcome to the Jungle show, and we had to figure out what happened next. And really, it gave Genocide, our new Mission Pro champion, a chance to step up, and Holidad, you know, let that kind of challenge be known. Yeah, Brent says it was sad Holidad was not there. The show was so good, though. Thank you so much. And then the question is, will the wrestling fans see Holidad versus Genocide? I think that question is still to be determined. And Ultimate Sports Talk, yeah, it broke my heart. It broke many people's hearts, that announcement. And so this match happened. This one of a kind history making match, the main event. We had Genocide. So, we had this tournament throughout the night. It led to Kylan and the Woad being in the main event, triple threat match, double casket elimination match for the MPW title. And that's where it was. So Dr. the Wife, let's break that down. This was a huge announcement. Thunder made this announcement at the top of the show. So already we started with this huge announcement. And how did you feel watching this lead up and this match on Saturday?
It was pretty devastating because the year led up to all of this. Every time they met up, I mean, for the last 3 years and then this year, every time they met up, we knew there were going to be explosions. And then finally, when we get to see this all get torn down and put in its place, we're dropped like a big old power bomb into the ground. We don't get that finish. So I'm looking forward to seeing in the future what it holds. I hope that these two do match up again. But for this show, understandably, Holidad had to do what she had to do because, she had to take care of her business. But yeah, I was sad. I know my young one was also sad to see that we didn't get to see that matchup. But I was glad that Mission Pro was able to give us fans something to really watch. So
yeah, exactly. Boss Baines, what was your reaction to this huge history making match?
I've known Holidad for many, many years now, and I know what kind of competitor she is. I know that she would never take herself out of a dangerous situation unless she was less than 100%. The decision to step away from this match was as hard for her as it was for everybody else. I'm absolutely positive of that. And I do believe that her black heart is broken. But on the other side, I do believe that she will be back, and I cannot wait to see Holidad versus Genocide. When that match happens, not if that match happens, it is going to be spectacular. It is going to be wildly violent. Holidad pulls out knives in the middle of matches.
So many knives.
I can't imagine what she would pull out in a casket match. She's the most dangerous person I can think of. And I'm sad to know that she was not available for this match. But nature abhors a vacuum. So when something changes, when somebody is unavailable, it just offers the opportunity for somebody to step up and fill the void. So mathematically speaking, maybe it did make the most sense that it became a triple threat elimination casket match. Maybe that just makes sense. As crazy as that sense is, maybe that's the thing that it had to be. But at the same time, those of you who know your history know that I don't think this match has ever taken place. So the participants in the match have nothing to watch. They have no game tape. They have nothing to prepare themselves for. So they're just flying by the seat of their pants. They're just trying to figure out, how does one actually win a triple threat elimination casket match? So you see the elimination of one of the weaker parties, because it was Kylan King's third match of the night. Of course she's going to come in with some bumps, some bruises, some scrapes, something to hold over from the previous 2 times she had to defeat somebody. So she was, unfortunately, with her arm bothering her as much as it was, the weakest of the 3, and she was eliminated first, which led to some really amazing moments between Woad and Genocide. I can't remember if these two have ever met each other in a singles, though I don't think they have. But this was fantastic. Watching these two heavyweights, women's heavyweights go at it was fantastic. And watching it, just the action go absolutely out of control.
Yeah, there was
filled my heart with joy. I love chaos.
There was lots of joy, lots of chaos. Davina, who thank you for helping out with the show. What people didn't see, because we were behind the crowd and all eyes were on the action. Everyone from sound, lighting, the commentators, the timekeeper, Davina, and our announcer were all on our feet for the last 5 minutes of the main event, and then ultimately the crowning of Genocide. So this was a really big deal. Like, everyone was on their feet, everyone was in the moment. We had tons of families and kids that were there at the Salvation Army. They surrounded the ring. They moved closer. They got out of their seats. There was no one sitting during that match. Yeah. It was an incredible match. But who I want to hear from is, I want to hear from our Mission Pro champion herself. This was a huge night for her, an emotional night, a hard-hitting night. And so I'm going to bring Genocide on to let us kind of bask in her moment and hear from her. So welcome, the Mission Pro champion, Genocide.
Champ is here! Oh my God! Sorry, I'm going to show it up to the world and scream it for the heavens. I don't think I've taken it off at all since I got back home. So it's come with me everywhere so far. So I'm going to show it in front of the camera, because since Thunder Rosa has handed me this title, I literally have latched onto it and have not let go yet. So hi, everyone. Hi, this is your new champ, Genocide. A little crazy, a little tired. It's late, a little beat up, but I'm happy to be here with y'all. Thank you.
Welcome, champ. It was such a historical night for you. I know that you've been with Mission Pro from the beginning. Thunder Rosa said that in her speech. You mentioned that, it was a very emotional moment for you after a really hard-hitting battle with two women that you really, really respect. So how did that feel to come out on top after such a double casket match?
Well, it was just amazing to be part of the main event, and for it being the stipulations that it was. I will however, to address Holidad first. My heart was sad like everyone else, but she had to do what she had to do, and I really don't want to face her until she's 100%. So, just like Boss Bane says, when that match will happen. Guess what, y'all? It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. So let's not worry that in due time, I bet you believe, probably in 2023, I'm putting it in the universe. She's gonna have a speedy recovery, and we're gonna get it on for everyone, and might have some even crazier stipulations than what you saw this past Saturday. So my sister, I hope you're doing better, and I can't wait for our rematch. And I know I have some big shoes to fill. So back to the other question. It was just amazing. Woad and Kylan, I respect so much. There are two other heavyweights with me. So the fact that we got to do that match, I have never done that type of match. One casket, let alone two, let alone a triple threat on top of it to add confusion to my brain to try to process what the hell was going on. And also try to survive and win and become a new champion. So lucky for me, I did not have any other matches in the evening versus the other two girls, which had the tournament. So I was fresh as a daisy for the main event. And let's just say I might have had the upper hand, and I took it.
Definitely. I mean, what do you have to say to Kylan and the Woad? They participated in the #1 contender tournament. They had multiple matches throughout the night. And, Kylan has been a staple of Mission Pro as well throughout the years.
These are two women who I know for many years, and hustle appreciates hustle. Both these girls have been like me, been around a little bit, and have, been hustling all over to make names for ourselves, become better at what we do in our craft and own it. I've seen them all over, and we're equally talented. You know what I mean? So I respect them both so much as strong women. I love what they're doing, how much they've grown. They met me years ago. We were trying to figure out after the match when we were talking, gosh, I think I met Woad at a seminar in Chicago in 2015, 2016. So, we go back a while, and we've all been at this quite a bit. So nothing but the most respect for these women. Happy to share the ring with them.
Yeah, I mean, so Face for Wrestling, like, so Genocide, you had a moment with her daughter at the beginning of the show, and you mentioned and alluded to how we're doing this for the next generation. You know, we're building Mission Pro, we're building, you know, women to be the future, right? What else do you have to say for all the young women and, you know, young boys and anyone that's looking up to you as the new Mission Pro champion?
Definitely. Everyone who knows me and who comes to watch me at shows, my relationship with my fans, especially the little kiddos, is hands down next to none. I love being a superhero. I love being a good role model, someone that they can grow up inspired to be. Like, I want to set the bar high. And, you know, as someone who was bullied as a little girl, I'm very open about it. Like, kids are cruel. Like, you know, I was a little different. It's okay. You know, I just want to be someone that someone can look up to. And I can't have children of my own, and that's okay. So to me, a big part of that and like why I love to wrestle so much is my time with my fans after, and especially the children. And if I can send a good message on this platform, I really feel like, you know, after surviving my car accident and, you know, really being a walking human cyborg, you know, I feel, and whether that's wrestling, I in my heart, I truly believe it is. And like, I'm meant for something more. And I try to like deliver that every time. I'm blessed to be in the ring because let's face it, I was supposed to not be here a long time ago, but I'm here. I'm like a miracle. I'm very aware of what a walking scientific project I am on the inside. And so the fact that I get to even do and compete and do all of what I do in the ring is a miracle in itself. And if this message can motivate kids, men, women, children, like, I'm all for it and telling my story and being open with it.
That's beautiful. Yeah,
I can definitely resonate with all of that because as a mom, I have to deal with these conversations with her a lot. So it really helps having a role model like yourself to, you know, be that point of discussion because, yeah, like you said, kids can be really harsh with each other and, you know, they don't really know how to understand that what they're saying really does hurt. But having somebody to look up to really helps me steer the conversation into helping her accept herself because someone like you is doing what they're doing every day and happy with who they are, what they have available to them, how they're able to do what they got to do. It makes it easier for her to understand that, yes, she can do what she wants to do. Just put her mind to it and push forward and don't worry about what everybody else says. So I thank you for that because you give mothers like myself an easy way to show how to combat that bullying, you know?
Definitely. Well, tell the story because my memory's not good. When she videotaped me, what'd she say to one of the boys?
Oh, this is ongoing. So there's a lot of conversation, but that particular one, I believe it had to do with the way she looked or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she retorted back with a response that had to do with, you know, to leave her alone or something like that. I'd have to dig the video back up. But since then, it's been a hit or miss. So sometimes she will come back. And one of the recent ones was she had actually an adult come to her and treat her like she was small when really she was coming for help. And rather than just kind of take the negative response and walk away with it, she turned around and let the adult know, hey, don't appreciate that. That's an unwelcome experience. Can you please help me? Because that's why I'm here. So she had the courage to share, you know, her feeling with that adult. The same with the children. She's now getting used to, as a older child, to speak up for herself. And that's one of the things that's hard at her age. So for that little boy at that time, she told the little kid to leave her alone and to back off. That, you know, she's I forgot if she said she was a robot or what. I forgot. I have to look it up. But
you know, I can't remember. I just know it was the sweetest video, and I was proud of her. You know, I'm proud of anyone that stands up for themselves and what they believe in. You know, it takes a lot to do that, especially a young girl. Like, tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, and I think this past weekend show was a testament to what you stand for, Genocide, and to what we're building at Mission Pro. And we have Brian in the chat, and he asked the question, who will be Genocide's first opponent? You know,
Ooh.
I think that is.
Insert who, because I have no idea.
So if anyone has any thoughts, any ideas, who you think it will be for your, you know, and you might have thoughts too, Genocide, who your first title defense will be against.
'Tis the season for anyone.
So there,
It's all for charity and for the holidays, so bring it on. And
there it is. There it is. Bring it on.
Words.
Yeah.
Too confident. Who knows who's going to pop up?
I don't know, as long as it's not Scrooge or, you know, anyone.
Grinch.
It's all right. Doesn't matter who shows up. They're going to meet the same fate as everybody else.
There
Exactly.
you go.
Brian says, you know, long time coming, Genocide is MPW champion and always looking for worthy challengers.
Yeah.
You know, we don't just bring anyone to challenge Mission Pro champions.
Especially the champion. Yeah,
Exactly.
I never go there expecting an easy one, that's for sure.
You know, we throw everything at you.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just like, what stipulations you got? It's hard to top making history on the last one, but I'm sure we'll think of ways. And I love how creative the Mission Pro team is. So, you know, but yeah, I'm just thankful for all of you and really the Mission Pro family and everyone watching now, supporting all the women. And again, I will preach until the cows come home. Thunder Rosa is one of the most amazing women I've met in my career, and I'll say it as loud as I want, and I don't care who hears it. I would not be at NWA without her. I would not be the champion without her. She has put her name on me. That doesn't happen every day in the wrestling world for those listening. It is a very rare thing that another female puts her name on you, and she endorses me, and you know, I think we'll have a everlasting friendship, and we're always there for each other. So I'm thankful for her and Brian and the whole team, really. So yeah, my muscle army, y'all are with me. I feel it. I'm sure you felt it, you know, the other night, because I know I did. I told Thunder I floated on a cloud the whole way home.
I love it. I really wish, did you wear your belt on the plane? I want to know, like, did you wear it, walk on with it?
No, I didn't, because I'm a metal enough going through security, so I don't need to add any more metal parts to me. It already looks like
It's a good medal. This is a good medal.
You know, I got wires and stuff going on when I go through there. It's always like, you know, not a good time in the airports for me, so I didn't add this. But however, I've worn it like everywhere. I've worn it on like for my other career. I've worn it on video calls, showed and tell. Wore it to my dojo so they could see it. I just haven't taken it off, and I'm very proud of it.
I love it. You should be. Yeah, people in the chat are saying Genocide should have been champ a long time ago. Congrats.
Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, you got to earn it. I feel like I earned it.
Yeah, so we are. So everyone in the chat is asking. We are working on dates for 2023. So keep in mind, you know, follow, like, and subscribe to Mission Pro channels. That's where we'll announce all new dates. But the newest date would be December 10th is the last show of the year, and we'll be back in San Antonio at the Salvation Army Mission Corps, same location. And it is our big holiday show. It's our big end of the year show, and we have some exciting things planned. So. You don't want to miss it. So mark your calendars. Tickets are on sale. So you can go ahead and even get those tonight if you'd like.
Yes, mark your calendars, and we'll be raising money for the Salvation Army. And it's that time of year for giving back. So definitely want to bring in the holiday cheer. And yeah, depending on what's going on, come by, come see me. Whatever you guys want to do to help give back to others, give us ideas. I'm open to whatever you guys want to do. Yeah,
we usually, the Mission Pro Salvation Army kettle will be out in full force for donations, and I have it somewhere. I can pull it up. And then we also will most likely be doing a toy drive as well for the holidays. And, you know, we like to give back to the San Antonio community. So keep in mind, you know, all those announcements will be coming soon. Yeah, I see all these ideas about, you know, these matches coming up. So it's exciting.
How do I see that? What do you guys want me into now?
Yeah, you guys, if you have ideas for stipulations for matches, throw them in the chat. You know, who knows?
Crowdsourcing violence.
We're crowdsourcing, and Genocide might be
corrupted. We got you.
Corrupt. I know.
Thank you, champ.
I
I
can do
know.
no more chairs. I think I'll be good for a little bit.
All right, a ladder is not in the budget, so that's out. Brian said that's out.
And I'm scared of heights.
Oh,
And really? Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind.
I stay away from the top rope for a reason.
Well, champ, I know that you've had a busy week doing your championship parade around your city and doing training and sticking to all of that. So we'll let you go because we got to break down the rest of the show.
Go ahead. Break down the
but,
rest of the show.
You know, thank you so much for joining. Is there one last message you want to send the Mission Pro fans?
Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Thank the whole Mission Pro team, the family. Like y'all are, when I say so much, I'm so grateful. It's hard to put in words. And yeah, like I said the other night, I'm a woman of few words. And for me to try to just put all of my emotions in one sentence, I have a difficult time. So just from the bottom of my heart, like just thank you for being with me along the whole journey, my whole wrestling career. It has been a very long ride. And I am glad that you all are with me and a part of it and positive and encouraging. And I feel it and I'm very thankful. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you, champ. We'll
Right,
see
thank you guys.
in December.
I'm gonna go sleep next to this now. So you guys have a very good night.
All right. Thank you, champ. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. That was your Mission Pro champion, Genocide. As you can see, she's still coming off of cloud 9 from Welcome to the Jungle. That belt looks really beautiful on her. It was great to chat with her. She's so inspiring for so many of us.
She's so wholesome.
yeah.
It's hard to find a fault with her. She's just too nice. Why are you in the wrestling business? You're too nice to be here.
We need her. We need her, though. She has to be there to be that other force. Because you just said that nature does not like a vacuum. So we need the good and we need the bad. She's the good.
It's true.
We got to have her.
True.
Exactly. You got to have a little bit, you know. You have to have the Grinch and then you have Santa.
Yep.
Mm.
See? And
Yep.
we'll get all of that on December 10th. You'll have some Grinch,
Mhm.
maybe some candy canes. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Let's have some eggnog if possible.
eggnog, yes.
Well, not for me, not eggnog, coquito. Let's get it.
yeah, all right.
Coquito.
Yeah.
Awesome. So do you guys want to break down the rest of the show? I know that was our main
Yes.
event and we got to like kind of come down from it. But we can break down some of the other matches and some of the talent that we saw. So I'm going to start with Bougie Reality versus Key Vibes. And the mystery partner was Lady Bird Monroe. So this was, Key Vibes, Lady Bird Monroe teaming up as a tag team against Bougie Reality. Again, we saw last show, Bougie Reality had a little altercation with the Goons of Scenic City afterwards. Had a little, kicking them while they were down after the match. Not so great of Bougie Reality. Not so nice. But here we see them taking a stance and retaining the Mission Pro Tag Team Championships again against another tag team. So, Doctor the Wife, you were there. You've seen Bougie Reality. You saw Bougie Reality win originally the tag teams, tag team championships, and now you're seeing them kind of go against a bunch of tag teams. How did you feel about this one at Welcome to the Jungle?
Well, they came in par for the course, bougie as ever. They were given that snotty, smug look. They walked in the ring and owned it. Pretty much what they were after was just not only a win, but a clear win that shows how superior they are, and that's exactly what they did. They took control very early in the match. They tried to make sure that they kept their opponent away from each other, and successfully, I might add. And Lady Bird just had to stand there and watch it all. But after all it was said and done, makeovers happened. There was a securing the bag situation, and out comes the winner. Tag teams, Bougie Reality again. So I felt like it was just what you would expect from Bougie Reality, because they are not going to give up their belt very easily, and they're going to make sure not only that they win the match, but they continue to beat down their opponent even after they're done. They didn't do it this time, but the look says it all. They pretty much killed them with a look after everything was said and done.
Wait,
You got to send a message. It's not
I get
about
that,
winning
but
the match.
wow, I mean,
It's
I
not
love
about
Bougie
winning the match.
reality, but sometimes
it's about sending a message to everybody who comes next. Everybody who comes in the next match who wants to take that belt. You're going to have to pry it out of my hands because I'm not going to give this over. And you look at Key Vibes and Lady Bird Monroe, whom I like. They're good, but they're incredibly young. I don't think they're up to the challenge of taking on an established tag team, especially when Lady Bird has just come back from an injury. She's still trying to shake the rust off. Key Vibes looks great. She's gotten herself in really great shape as of late, but is it enough? Is one person being at their absolute best enough to win a tag team match when you have not one but two people who are looking to fight you tooth and nail to hang on to what they think is most important in their lives? It's not enough. It's just not enough. And that's why Bougie Reality retained and remain the MPW champions.
Yeah.
And to that point, we saw that. We keep continuing to see that. And Brian just commented, I got a surprise for Bougie Reality that nobody knows about.
I hope they're watching. This is a message.
Brian Baum coming soon. So this sounds like this is a PSA for Maddie Renkowski and Roche Chanel that they need to be on the lookout. News coming soon.
I'll tell them.
And you know the response they're going to have to that message? You're going to have Maddie giving her signature smug look.
I know. I wanted to take a nice photo with Bougie Reality with Maddie, and she gave me the look like I was in middle school.
Did.
The biggest side eye I've ever seen put to a photo, like the most side eye.
But she didn't just do it to you; she did it to everyone she could photobomb.
I know, and I was like, Maddie, not cool.
That's why I don't take photos with her. I love Boucher Reality. I love Maddie. But I know as soon as we get into that photo, she's going to snap that side eye at me and it just make me look like a jerk. And
but you know why though, right? All attention must be on Bougie. Hands down. They don't want you to be the center of focus of that photo. It's all about them.
The only time they want the focus to be on you is after they've made you over 100% to look like however they want you to look. Then other people can look at you, and then they're going to punch you in the face.
But that's how they do. That's the way that the world for them works.
Yeah. What I want to know, Boss Baines, or even Dr. The Wife, if Bougie Reality gave you a makeover, what would it look like?
You saying I need a makeover?
I'm opening the question to you, to both of you, not just one, to both. Me too. I wonder. Roche has tried it a couple times, but it's not succeeded because I'm always in interview mode. But it's a question. You got to watch out. If Maddie's giving you the side eye, that makeover might be right around the corner.
True.
Just saying.
For me, it'd probably be eyebrows. My eyebrows could use some work, especially right now. They're not where they could be. And honestly, they could do some pretty good work on my eyebrows.
Okay. I'll alert.
You'll let them work on your eyebrows then.
I'll let them. I'll let them. You know, I'm the boss. I'll let them.
Okay. What about Dr. The Wife? How do you
we don't touch the hair. So we might have to fight.
Okay. All right. It might be a pretty dirty fight. I think you and Maddie and Roche, like
Roche can throw hands. I don't know if I want to get into that.
I'm worried about the nails, the eyelashes. I don't know. I'm just worried.
Boots, hairspray.
Yeah. You never know. That bag has always had something. But yeah.
At one point had the belt. Somebody got smacked with it.
Yeah. You don't mess around with it. You don't mess around. All right. So we have more Mission Pro action. That was just, we had so much going on. We had the main event. We had the tag team match. We're gonna get to this match, which was a really fun one. We had JP Harlow versus Shota Shizuki, and this was like this was the big men's exhibition match for Saturday. We had Shota, who is a Japanese talent who's been wrestling for over 15 years. We welcomed him as a part of Mission Pro, and I think he gave JP a lot to take home. So, what, Ben? You have thoughts on this match?
Well, I'm reveling in the fact that JP is taking a page right out of Muhammad Ali's book. He's opening his mouth so big that the line of people who want to shut it for him just gets longer and longer. It's now stretched all the way to Japan. There are people in Japan who want to come to this country and beat the hell out of JP Harlow because he will not shut his mouth. You got to admit, the guy's got a quality. He draws eyeballs and hatred and vitriol, and it all equals money for him. It's just money in his pocket.
Facts. I mean, he just keeps talking. Every match he has, even between matches, he could not shut his mouth about Simon Miller the last show, and then he was talking about Shota this time, but Shota had a response after the show and said that anywhere, anytime, he's ready to take him on again. He is not stopping, and I think that shows great courage on his part. But you're right, Baines. JP just will not stop talking. He also was talking some stuff, which we'll talk about later, about the hybrid battle royal match, which we'll mention a little bit later. But Dr. The Wife, what do you think about this matchup with JP? Who he deems himself the man of Mission Pro, keeps having these opponents want to go after him.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Boss Bane said, where he said that people in Japan want to come after him. I don't think it's just Japan anymore, because he's ruffled so many feathers here and abroad that now people are rising up everywhere else to come over here. We had Simon Miller from England come over here, try and beat him up, and then we have Shota make the attempt. The question is, who will be next, and where will they be from? Because JP Harlow, like you said, has that thing about him where he draws attention, he draws a lot of heat. And it's now going to come from everywhere. So let's see what the future brings and who he will scare out of the woodwork to see who wants to come and take their revenge on him or just take him out.
I don't think it's going to be that easy to take out JP. If it was easy, somebody would have done it by now.
I mean, JP doesn't, to give it to him, JP doesn't always get the W. So I think, he's been standing pretty strong at Mission Pro. I don't know. But he does keep running that mouth, which can get him in trouble. And we'll see who his next opponent is and who wants to step up, because I don't know. Just seems like he might run into the wrong person. He might say the wrong thing.
Yep.
Usually that happens after the show. If you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they find you at the back of the arena after the show. I'm surprised nobody's done that with him yet.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
Take a warning.
I'm just saying.
It'll happen. It's going to happen.
Volunteering to face JP. So we'll see. I hear... Brian, I hear JP has beef with someone who was on a past MPW show. Oh, God.
The list goes on and on.
That could be anyone.
That could literally be anybody.
Brian.
Yeah.
And he says someone. It could be someone.
It could be anybody.
Hundreds of people.
Hundreds, thousands of people.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. All right. Well, Brian, that's not good. That's not good. Oh. All right, JP, good luck, my friend. Good luck. Well, speaking of luck, and something that a new winner, someone that JP was talking about. Let's talk about this match that went down. This was the first ever hybrid School of Wrestling Battle Royal, and wow, what a moment for hybrid School of Wrestling. We had, let's break it down. We had we had Vic Endurance, we had Zakai Living, we had Johnny Rocket, we had Joey Hyder. You know, Joey Hyder came out with, again, JP Harlow. We had Jesse James. We had the Texas Treats. We had Diego Renee, Devin Carter, David Kidd, Chip Garrison, and it came down to Casey Blackrose in the end. And this was for the first ever Mission Pro Cup. This was really exciting. It was a beautiful trophy presented by Thunder Rosa at the end of the Battle Royal. And Casey Blackrose, in the end, came up on top to win this Mission Pro Cup. And it was madness for a little bit. But what, Dr. the Wife, what did you think about this one being, again, we're having another historical match at Welcome to the Jungle?
I was excited with this one because every time the men come out and they have it out in the ring, it's always fire. So I was excited. And when Casey Blackrose made his entrance, it was fantastic to shout out for him, because everywhere, every corner he went to, he broke someone's back in some way, shape, or form. So that was fun to watch. But overall, the match was really exciting. There were things happening everywhere. Eventually, chaos broke out in that ring. It came out into the outside. It was pandemonium. It was great. I would love to see them again, but but of course, there can only be one. And Casey came out on top with that Mission Pro Cup. He was very happy to go outside the ring and gloat his way to the back as people tried to boo him for taking pictures with that trophy. So give it to Casey. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
And Casey did say leading up to the Battle Royal was that he had a 3-0, I believe 3-0 win record at Mission Pro, which that's pretty confident. It's pretty confident. Yeah. He's throwing the statistics back at all the fans. He's showing us, you know, and he wanted to get that 4th win. And he definitely did that after having, you know, to battle it out with everyone. Boss Baines, what was your, you know, big moment that you liked about this match, or break it down for us a little bit?
It was interesting to see how the match was sort of organized. All the participants around the ring before they ever got in the ring, not knowing necessarily who was next or who would be in the ring, but having eyeballs on everybody simultaneously is a very interesting way of doing things. If it was me in that position, I definitely would have taken out a couple of people I thought were threats before they ever got in the ring to soften them up. You know, that's just the smartest possible strategy I could think. And there's nothing necessarily illegal about it. You can't get disqualified. Why not hit somebody before they ever get in the ring? That just makes sense. But as far as all of the hybrid talent go, and I've wrestled quite a few of them at this point, I will say that they are always hungry and always up for a challenge and always trying to find that next step forward and a next step up onto something. And given the opportunity, it does not surprise me at all that it was Casey Blackrose who took the cup away from everybody else. That's the way I see it. He took it from them. They all had the opportunity. He, more than anybody, wanted it, and he was happy to bring the pain to everyone in that ring in order to achieve his goal. And if I were JP Harlow, I might be shaking in my boots a little bit, because what does this mean for him? The man of Mission Pro, now there's another man in Mission Pro. Casey Blackrose is now an accomplished individual in this company. What does that mean for JP? If I were him, I'd feel threatened. I wouldn't take this lightly. JP was actually watching that entire battle royal just a couple of seats away from me. And he was up the entire time, pacing back and forth. He was nervous. He's nervous about his spot. He knows that nobody is irreplaceable and everybody is just a hair away from going away and never coming back.
I mean, as you like, I alluded to it earlier, was that JP was sitting ringside by commentary. He was to get in a look at the competition, but I think he also was cheering on, like Brian said, cheering on Joey Hyder, who is JP's sidekick, you know, and Brian says, I thought JP's sidekick was going to win it. So Joey Hyder was in the battle royal, you know, and they came out together. JP, you know, cocky as always, coming out with Joey Hyder. You know, I had a feeling maybe there was going to be some interference, something like that. I don't know. JP might have been trying to cause some trouble. Not sure. But yeah, he was ringside. JP was ringside, you know, potentially eyeing some competition.
Well,
I think it's the
Boss
best
Bane,
thing.
you got me thinking a little bit, because now I'm wondering that since JP is the man of Mission Pro and Casey has won the Mission Pro Cup, I wonder if they'll come together in the future to see who will be the new man of Mission Pro.
Right. There can only be one.
Happens.
There is only one top dog. So
You're
who
right.
is it? Is it
You're
Casey? Is it JP?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out. I'd love to see that match. And I know who I'm going for with that one.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. You guys are cooking up some trouble. That's what I see.
Let them fight.
Let them fight. Let them fight. You guys always want all the fights.
Yeah.
Let them fight. All right. Well, that was another match we had at Welcome to the Jungle. We also, so again, we had these, I don't have graphics for all of them, but we had these second round tournament matches that happened based off of obviously the first round. But let's talk about, we had, for one of the second round tournament matches, we had the Woad versus Jasmine Allure. Top tier Jasmine Allure, former Mission Pro champion, and the Woad, who has been at the last few Mission Pro shows, has been with us for a while, and really, really showcased just how much she commands a ring and commands just power over her opponent. So, you know, Dr. The Wife, you've watched Jasmine Allure, you know, transcend Mission Pro's roster, go, you know, through opponent after opponent. What was your reaction to her being defeated in this match at Welcome to the Jungle?
I'm not sure, because I don't think she expected Woad to be that intense. Woad always comes out ready to whip that weapons of mass destruction around that ring. And I don't think she banked on the fact that not only would she be underneath that at one point, but she's going to get thrown around by Woad's just strength, because, you know, Woad does not mess around when it comes to her workouts. I've seen her on her social media. She works really hard on her lower half. So Jasmine had her work cut out for her, and she tried to put on some strategy at one point. There was a cat and mouse game, but Woad won it out. She made sure she not only was a little bit faster than her, but she played the long game. She made sure she tied her out, so that way when she put that big old bottom on top of her, it was over. So Jasmine didn't expect it. It was over before she even realized it.
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine always goes in with confidence. She always goes in, you know, wanting to face her next opponent with you know, a leg up. But a lot of these women already had matches earlier in the night.
Yeah.
You know, they've been through a lot, and I feel like Jasmine wasn't necessarily prepared for what the Woad was about to offer.
Yeah.
And we can kind of see that. Baines, do you have some insight into this match?
Yeah, it's interesting to me to see Jasmine now, because I think she might be the smartest person in Mission Pro. She might be the smartest wrestler. The way that she wrestled Michelle Green leading to the match with the Woad would indicate to me that she is the smartest person in that ring. And I think that she
might like to hear that, actually.
Yeah, she works angles. She's very intelligent. What she lacks in size, she makes up for in intelligence. And unfortunately, you can't outthink a Mack truck. It's coming at you, and it only has one thought, and that is to run you down. That is what the Woad is. The Woad is a Mack truck. So Jasmine did her best to move to the side, to dip, dodge, and duck, but it didn't matter in the end. Unfortunately, it was just a slight error that Jasmine made that put her on the mat and put her out.
Yeah.
I think Jasmine really needs to take a step back and refocus herself. She has to remember who she is. She has to remember that she is a Mission Pro champion. She is. She earned it. That title can never be taken away from her. The annals of history will always reflect the fact that Jasmine Allure is a Mission Pro champion, and she has to remember that herself. I think she's had a few losses, and it's affected her confidence, and I think she's got to come back stronger. She cannot forget the fact that she is a champion, and she is a champion caliber brain. It's just a matter of putting the right pieces in the right places to get the right mathematical equation to get the gold. That's what all the math needs to equate to: gold.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a point there. Brian brought up that she didn't have her buddies helping her. I think that's also another point that is good to call out, is that, again, she doesn't have her posse. She doesn't have the team behind her that has helped her previously, and so she has to think and work a little bit differently. When you're on your own, it's very different.
I'll tell you, if I was her, I'd be looking for new people.
Buddies.
She's proved herself, though. I mean, she's proved that she doesn't need anybody to do any work for her. She knows she can do it. I do want to add, though, that yes, the history will show she is a Mission Pro champion. However, she was not Mission Pro champion for that long, because as soon as she got it, somebody came in unexpectedly.
Let me stop
and
you.
ripped it away from her. So
she was a champion.
But for like a minute.
Sentence. She was a champion.
Compared to the reign of the dark side.
Not important.
Minute. She has to be able to hold on to it.
In the least.
She has to hold on. And that the fact that she didn't expect somebody to come back and get her for it, that shows she wasn't ready to hold on to that title yet.
No. It was a small error. If I was her, I'd be trying to get back to prove haters like you wrong.
Nah, dude.
Why do you hate on Jasmine Allure like that?
We're Jasmine Allure's top fan.
She's definitely smart. I give her that. She is definitely smart. She won over Michelle Green with her intelligence. She does use her posse really well, but she couldn't keep it.
A champion is a champion. I'm putting it there, Dr. The Wife.
Seconds.
I'm putting it there. A champion is a champion. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, a year, 6 months, 5 minutes. A champion is a champion.
Champion has to hold on. Hold on to it.
No.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving on because we're going to fighting. All right, let's see what's up next. So the other match that was a part of the second round, again, two ladies that I ultimately respect. Kylan King versus Alejandra Lyon. Two incredible opponents. We've seen them at Mission Pro. Kylan King, what a night. Let's just talk about that. What a night. Not only the Woad, but Kylan King, just incredible moments at Welcome to the Jungle. What did you all think about this matchup in order for them to move on to the main event? Ultimately, Kylan King obviously took the win. Dr. The Wife, what did you think about this?
This was a great match. She really made sure she showed what she was all about. The fact that there is a reason why she is the king. It's not because it's part of her name, but because she rules over all. That's the fact that she came in with. That was the presence that she gave to her opponent. And that's what she did when she smashed that person's face into the mat and got that win. So Kylan King over Alejandra. Alejandra tried her very best. I know she's got those claws and she uses them to her advantage, but you can't get around the fact that when you have two royalties together, Kylan King will always win out.
I mean, you had the king of the jungle.
Yeah.
You had the lion, and then you had the king of everything wrestling, Kylan King, going at it in the ring. I mean, you had claws out. Kylan, just had so many obstacles throughout the night. that she kept pushing through. She kept pushing through. And even opponent after opponent, she showed why she is the king.
Yep.
You know, Baines, what did you think about this moment and this match with Alejandra Lyon?
Well, watching Kylan go up against Caitlin Alexis was good. It was good for Caitlin Alexis in that I think Caitlin Alexis was way over her head, and that's being kind. I don't think she was ready for the likes of Kylan King. Kylan King is an amazing wrestler. She's probably one of the best wrestlers in Mission Pro. Like technical, striking, all the marks. She is actually one of the best. So it doesn't surprise me that she gets a win over Caitlin Alexis, and it's a relatively easy win. But when you get to somebody like Alejandra the Lion, she's incredibly intelligent. She comes in with a game plan for each and every match that she has. So she started to attack Kylan's arm, and that carried over into the casket match. But Kylan got the win. She got the win over Alejandra with a very technical, very intelligently executed pin. But I knew then that Kylan was going to have a very difficult time winning that casket match, because you cannot win a casket match with a fancy pin. You have to win it with brute force. So with an arm down, you can't execute the amount of brute force and violence required to capture somebody and throw them in a casket. Kylan is without a doubt an amazing wrestler, but the night was not hers. Wrestling ability was not what she needed that night. It got her through 2 matches, but it did not get her the Mission Pro title.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before, and Brian mentions it here. Alejandra Lyon worked that arm so well, it might have caused Kylan that title.
I think it did.
That's the thing. Like, you got to find that Achilles heel. You got to find that, and Alejandra Lyon found it. She worked it. She made Kylan King weaker, going into the main event. And, like Brian said, I think ultimately it might have caused her to not have that strength, to not have that little bit of extra strength that takes to not only eliminate 1, but eliminate 2 opponents. And that's important going into that main event.
Yeah.
So
it looks like at that point when she got to the main event, the limit was hit, and eventually the body was like, better luck next time. I mean, she gave it a good go, though. We got to give her that. She gave it a really good go.
Yeah. Davina says the Mother Effin' King is a good choice for one of the next challengers for the title. If not that arm injury leading up to the main event, she may have very well been the champion now. She has everything. Everything she has, but her maybe 50% was not enough.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If situations had been different, if everything had been different, I think Kylan King would be the champion right now. But unfortunately, it wasn't a straight wrestling match, so it didn't play into her strengths. And that's just how it goes. Opportunity is time and preparation, and unfortunately, what she had was not enough on that night. Now, it does not say that she cannot win the championship. My belief is that Kylan King can and perhaps will win the championship in the future. However, that night was not hers.
Yeah.
So basically, play the long game, right?
That's right.
I mean, Genocide. Played the long game, and there's so many Mission Pro talent that has been here a really long time and has seen opponent after opponent, and you just got to keep working. JD is throwing some storylines at us. Jasmine, Allure, and Bougie Reality feuding with the Woad and the Renegade Twins. That's interesting. Something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Something to chew on. Front row. I wanted to call that out. The Mother Effin' King always brings the big fight feel. That is true. That is true.
Yep.
Well, so that goes through all of our second round matches for the tournament, and then we're gonna quickly go through some of kind of the initial. I know we quickly talked about it, but here's some of our first round matches. Let's see. We had Jasmine Allure versus Michelle Green. And earlier in this episode, we had a lot of fans in the chat say that that was one of their favorite matches, and they loved that match of the night. How did you feel about this one, Dr. The Wife? Again, former Mission Pro champion versus Michelle Green, coming back to Mission Pro. She's been was part of the training program a year ago, and that now comes back as a wrestler.
It was clear when Michelle Green came on a mission last time that she was confident. She knew she was going to get this done. And then when she got in that ring, she wasn't scared, regardless of whether she had her championship for 2 seconds or not. Michelle Green was ready and willing to go at it and make sure she showed the world that she can go toe-to-toe with Jasmine Allure. So it was great to see that Michelle did do that. They were pretty evenly matched for a while. They were going and countering each other. Unfortunately, Michelle did miscalculate and attempted a pin that only got countered and in the favor of Jasmine Allure, who was a little bit dirty about that. She made sure she got that win in a way that you know, it's questionable. It's questionable.
I would say that both of the wrestlers in this match, their game plan overall is to outmaneuver their opponents, and typically that involves cheating. But then when you have two people come together with the same game plan, you can see what goes wrong very quickly. All of a sudden they know what each other is going to do before they do it, and it creates for some very interesting moments and scenarios. And just like you said, the end of that match was Michelle Green trying to pull Jasmine's tights, and what does Jasmine do but follow through and pull Michelle Green's tights? It's just goes to show that your game plan is your most important thing coming into a wrestling match. You have to know your opponent. And in this case, Jasmine Allure knew Michelle Green just a little bit better than Michelle Green knew Jasmine Allure. And that's how you get this win. That's how you get Jasmine being the smartest person in Mission Pro, is you have her just a little bit smarter than their opponent, even though Michelle has got almost essentially the same idea of how to win a match as Jasmine.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting take. You know, JD says she will do great there. She's Michelle's definite up-and-comer for sure. The pin was Bob Berger says the pin was secure, not illegal.
And that was all up to the
I'm gonna just leave it at it was questionable. I didn't say it was illegal because, like you said, the other person did it too. Michelle Green did it too. I said it was questionable.
Questionable. I think we have
questionable.
Let's watch the tape, guys. Let's rewatch the tape.
It's all up to the referee's discretion. Some referees see a shoulder is down. Others see referees will see a shoulder is up. It's all to the discretion of the individual. Were the tights being pulled? Maybe.
Let's rewatch it, because if you haven't watched it, again, a reminder, rewatch it on Title Match Network. We can rewind and catch that moment and let us know what you think. Brent is also saying that we definitely need a rematch. So, you know, as Michelle Green said after the show, that this is not her last time at Mission Pro. I think she has some worthy opponents potentially here at Mission Pro that she can come back. And, you know, she is you know, an international Swiss superstar. So we definitely can have her come back, and who knows who her next opponent will be.
Well, eventually that next one is going to wind up being Jasmine Allure. So Michelle Green comes. He's coming.
Eventually.
So,
so let's break down. Again, we mentioned this match before. So this was the top of the show. And this was a first round tournament match. It was Kylan King versus Caitlin Alexis. And an interesting background on Caitlin Alexis is she originally debuted at Mission Pro as a manager. She went through a seminar and with Thunder Rosa, went through that. And we had so many women come out of that we loved, but we couldn't necessarily use them all on the show. But we wanted to use her as a manager. And so that was her debut at Mission Pro, I think a year ago. And then she came.
You're not going to say who she managed?
Oh, she managed Boss Baines right here. She managed Boss Baines right here, so there's a connection
She's
there.
got my stamp of approval.
Yeah, so it has Baines's approval there. And then she comes back a year later, goes away, trains, really spends time in the ring, and then comes back and debuts against none other than Kylan King. And ultimately, Kylan King took that win to move on to the second round. But I think she was a worthy opponent, Caitlin was, and really got some moves in there. So Dr. the Wife, you want to break down this match? What did you think about it?
It was a great match because I always love seeing debuts, and so this was our first time seeing Caitlin and Alexis going against an expert in the ring with Kylan King. So it was a great matchup to see what she can do with an opponent that was actually a lot bigger than her. She did really well. She kept up with Kylan as much as she could. She tried her best to execute the moves that she knows she can do. Ultimately, Kylan King did overpower her, but it was great to see that she wasn't afraid to go up against Kylan King. That's a big presence to try to take over, and she's got something in her that she's going to make sure she shows the whole world, including all the fans sitting in that room, that she will be back, and she will make sure that her next opponent will be pinned.
Nice. Baines, what did you think about this match? Because you've seen her grow, you've seen her come back.
That's right.
In this big moment and debut as a wrestler at Mission Pro.
Right. The game plan at her experience level is to just get in the ring with as many high caliber talents as possible and soak up as much experience as she can. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants the opportunity at the Mission Pro Championship. But going in, I think Caitlin Alexis knew that she was easily the underdog in this situation. So what she could do was bring her absolute best to the table and try to hang with somebody who is an easy favorite to win the Mission Pro Championship. And I think she did her best there. I think even in the loss that she learned a lot about how to be a champion caliber wrestler in Mission Pro. And you were speaking about the size difference. There was an incredible size difference. And I think that that's something that she has to take into regard in future moments in her wrestling career, how to manipulate somebody who is so much larger than you. She is nimble. I'll give her that. She's very quick. She was able to execute maybe one or two maneuvers that were very fast and were able to throw Kylan King off balance for a moment. But ultimately, Caitlin Alexis was just not ready. She's not there yet. Maybe someday she'll be there, but this was not that day. And I know that she'll be leaving with a ton of experience and a ton of extra intelligence that she couldn't have gained any other way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was so proud of her because to be given a match at Mission Pro is one thing, but to be given a match against Kylan King, who is a regular at Mission Pro, who's been all over the world, like that's a big deal. And she, she handled it with fierceness. And, she was brave and I loved it. And I know that she's going to come back even stronger and she will get her win at some point in Mission Pro. I know that she will. Not sure who her opponent will be, but she will definitely get a win. She'll bring all these learnings and really show everyone what she's got. Let's see. People. So we have Casey Blackrose in the chat, the winner of the Mission Pro Cup. So he showed up. You're late, Casey. You're late.
Yeah, but it's okay though. He's the winner of the cup. He has every right to be late. He is going to be the future man of Mission Pro. He doesn't need to be on time.
Calling it.
Dr. The Wife might be cutting you slack. You'll never get slack from me. You're late.
Don't need the slack.
Just don't come at all. You're going to be
don't need your slack.
Don't show up.
Nope. Don't need your slack. I'm here. Get used to it.
No.
Wow. So Casey, we're going to definitely see more of you. But you got to run back because we talked about your match earlier in the night. Front row. JP is never late. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. He was late last time and he lost. Simon Miller got him.
There you go.
Late with that pin.
There you go. Simon Miller had to come all the way from the UK in order to show JP how to wrestle.
And he did it.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
All
Where's
right.
that Baja Blast?
Yeah. Where's that Taco Bell?
That's
Go
right.
get that Taco Bell, JP.
Mm-hmm.
Go get your. Hey, I do like some good cinnamon twists. I haven't had them in like 10 years, but you know, sometimes you just need a treat.
Yeah.
All right. I think we have a few more. I think we have 2 more matches, and then we're gonna call it a night. We're going a little long tonight just because there was a lot of activity and a lot to cover. We had lots of extra matches during Welcome to the Jungle. So the next match, which we've mentioned a little bit before, we had Emmy Camacho, who made her Mission Pro debut this weekend, versus someone who we just keep just giving praise to, the Woad. And again, this is a first round match. Oh my gosh. And we talked to Emmy Camacho and the Woad last week or 2 weeks ago for On a Mission as well. And Emmy was such a gracious opponent. Again, she's newer to the industry, really young. But again, to go against the Woad, who's been in this for years, I commend her for that effort. And I think she did a really great job.
Brave.
Dr. The Wife, what do you think about this debut and the Woad, again, taking that win?
She was brave. I can tell you that. She was super brave, excited about her debut with Woad. She even tried to make this a nice, friendly match, and Woad wasn't having it. And so she met Woad's strength. Clotheslines, the weapons of vast destruction made their comeback. I mean, there was no way for her to get out from under Woad, because once those weapons start getting swung around, that's it. You might as well just lay down, call it a day.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right. First, let me address the chat. Trey, thank you very much for the update on the score, pal. The whole reason they're losing is because I'm here doing this. If I was watching, they would be winning.
Put it on your phone, Baines. Put it on your phone.
I got my phone doing other important stuff. I gotta watch, what I gotta watch. Back to the match. Emmy, again, we're looking at a size difference, a really, really steep size difference. It's got to be 100 pounds difference, and it means a lot. And then on the flip side of that, you have experience. You have the experience gap as well as the weight gap, and that makes it an uphill battle for Emmy pretty much from the start. What did surprise me about Emmy is she has a real confidence about her that's far beyond her years. She gets into that ring, and as young as she is, she looks really comfortable, which is highly unusual. So it would not surprise me if perhaps the Woad and Emmy had a rematch, that Emmy might be able to pull something out this second time, because she seems to be able to grasp things with a bit more of a mature eye, maturer than perhaps she should be able to. And maybe her evolution might be a little bit faster to kind of make up for that size difference between her and Woad. But like you said, once Woad came crashing down, there's absolutely no way for Emmy to get out of that. Isn't that right, Bro?
Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
Yeah, we this is Welcome to the Jungle, so we invite all animals of all sorts on. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Emmy has such a presence, not only on the mic, but in the ring, that she has such a maturity in not only the moveset that she has, but how she handles herself in front of a camera, in the mic, like her post-match promo. She really is ready for anything. And I definitely can see her back at Mission Pro making another statement against another opponent to be determined. So we have one more, I believe one more match. We have Jocelyn Navarro versus Alejandra Lyon, and this was a first round tournament match. And we had Jocelyn, who was making her debut, and then Alejandra Lyon returning again. Alejandra moved on, obviously, that we talked about, moved on to the second round. But what do you feel about this debut and this matchup? Again, we have two very different competitors here.
Yeah. I
Gotcha.
was excited for it. I definitely was. I was all for Jasmine, or not Jasmine. I'm sorry. I was all for Jocelyn because I'm always celebrating fellow Caribbeans, and she came
And we
out.
talked to her
She was
on
ready
a
to
mission
go.
too.
Huh?
We talked to her on a mission as well.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And she was ready. She made sure she let everybody know that she did do her homework on this match that she was going to take by watching tapes of her opponents to make sure she was ready for what was unexpected. And she did it. She made sure she was ready for Alejandra. Now, it's tricky because when you have a lion in a jungle, you have to really just expect the unexpected at all times. And so that's pretty much what got her, was the fact that a lion, once you put him in the corner, all the claws come out on all four appendages. So unfortunately, a couple of them got her and she did not move on. But it was a great match. Jocelyn did a great job at making sure that she showed her technical ability. She made sure that she tried to get in front of the match with the control that she was trying to get from Alejandra. So I can't wait to see her again. I hope she comes back. She did a really good job, and I'd love to see her take on other Mission Pro rosters members in future matches.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to her a little bit before the show, on a mission, and she was ready for anything. She came in with such a confidence.
Yeah,
came in. It's so nerve-wracking coming in to have already established roster and being a debut, right? And so you have to make. She talked about first impressions, and she talked about how she wanted to make a really great first impression, and I think she definitely did. Even though she didn't get the win, I think even in the moments that she had, she really made a great statement. Baines, what was your takeaway from this match?
This match, I felt like it was actually very evenly matched. I feel like these two, Jocelyn and Alejandra, really they brought out perhaps the best in each other. Never having seen Jocelyn before, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. But seeing her in action, I really feel like she is a multi-talented wrestler. She's not just good at one thing, but many different things. And that makes her very difficult to pin down, if you'll excuse the pun. She's very smart. She can hit from different angles. She's got a size advantage. But Alejandra is a little bit quicker. And at the end of the night, that was what made the biggest difference. Alejandra was able to hit her finisher just at a moment when Jocelyn was not ready, and just Alejandra is able to take advantage of those minute seconds that someone else would throw away. She sees them as opportunities, and that's what makes Alejandra the Lion perhaps the most dangerous. And that's obviously Figaro's favorite, is Alejandra. She loves Alejandra the Lion. She does. Don't you?
Of course, always getting those claws out. Alejandra Lion taking those claws. It was a really great match. It was just an incredible show, top to bottom, backwards and forwards, in the middle, all around, leading to the big main event. If you all are just joining us, you can rewatch this. This podcast and Genocide, our Mission Pro champion, came on and gave a message to Mission Pro fans. And if you guys have not seen Welcome to the Jungle, you can tune in to Title Match Network and you can watch the replay. And follow, subscribe to all of Mission Pro channels, because that's where news on upcoming shows, news on talent, and all of that, and behind the scenes content will be. So you don't want to miss that. Thank you both so much for joining us for another On a Mission. This was an extended cut, an extended version, because we had so much to talk about, so many matches. So I appreciate you both for joining. Face for Wrestling, Dr. The Wife, where can people follow you?
Please come to Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, because we're always giving reviews, information about Mission Pro, as well as Stardom, and interviews. We like to do fun things at Dr. The Wife on Instagram, and not Facebook, but Twitter, or Face for Wrestling on Facebook, at Face for Wrestling on Instagram, or at Face for Wrestling on YouTube.
Amazing. And Bossmanes, thank you for joining us and for supporting Mission Pro. Where can people follow you on social media?
Well, you're very welcome, Emily May. You can find me on all social media at Baines Destroy. Super easy because it's what I do. Baines Destroy.
Well, thank you both for joining. You can follow me on all social platforms at Emily May Heller. And remember, hit that subscribe button to Mission Pro Wrestling. Hit that little bell notification so that you can be up to date on all of our notifications when content and lives go up. And we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Did I say Twitter? Twitter, all social platforms, even TikTok. So go follow us. You don't want to miss it. And remember, tickets are on sale for our upcoming show, December 10th, Silver Bells, Part 2. And it is in San Antonio at the Salvation Army Mission Corps, same location as last time. And we can't wait. So more news about that show coming up soon. So thank you all so much. And we'll see you next week. And thank you again for supporting Mission Pro as always. Have a good night, everyone.